This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Buzz. Very excited to be speaking with Jaeden Martell and Julian Dennison about Y2K. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic. How you
Doing
doing?
great, thank you.
Good. I had the chance to see this film at South by Southwest at its premiere. It was a lot of fun. Nice that
Yes.
it's coming out now towards the end of the year. Given that you both were not alive in the year 2000, what did you know of this term Y2K before this film?
I knew of the general term. I knew of the sort of the mystery around what was maybe going to happen, but I don't really know how scared people actually literally were at the time. I heard about it as a concept, and I think people, but also it's because people sort of brush it off after the fact. They were like, "Oh yeah, that was a thing. Everyone thought something was gonna happen, but it didn't happen." But people were actually scared, which was news to me. Cool.
Yeah, I think I had like my aunt like threw a Y2K disaster party for like my older cousins before I was born. And I know I talked to my dad and he just said, yeah, it was like a excuse for him and his mates to like drink on New Year's. So they like went down to the beach and had a bonfire and were like, this is our last beer. We better make it a good one. So that was kind of like the idea of it that I had. Yeah.
There's also a lot of technology that's not so current now in the film that you get to use. What was there anything that really surprised you and you just didn't make a lot of sense?
Um, I think dial up has always been kind of a confusing
Yeah.
thing for me, but I remember to not to bring up my father again, but I remember the first internet that I had at my house was dial up because my dad just didn't know what the internet was, and this would have been like in the 2000s. Like, I remember going on like, what was it like, Facebook.0 or something? It was like you could have Facebook, but it was like it just didn't load the pictures or like videos, so you just had like words. And I remember like scrolling on that with dial up, so that was kind of taking me back. But yeah.
Cool.
There's also some really great action scenes in this film and some pretty absurd deaths. What was it like to get to film all of that and to actually try to recreate it?
Yeah, man, that's fun stuff. It gets like very technical. It's like a dance number. Um, but it was really fun because, I mean, particularly because it was very practical, and these machines that we were working with were um, puppeted by masters, and were like so intricate and beautiful to look at, which made our jobs as actors a thousand times easier. Um, and and then just running around and seeing how different people get killed in hilarious ways was also a blast.
And what can you say about Kyle Mooney as a director and co-star?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's. I don't know. I do know. Um, no, I think he's amazing. I think, yeah, he has such a kind heart, and the way he kind of led us in this film, and the way he really cared about the way Danny and Eli interacted with each other, and it was more than just making these two kind of losers. It was almost like they were friends, and there was such care around his world creating and world building. And
Hmm.
me personally, I could just see and I could sense that these were like some of these things like he probably lived and him and Evan experienced, and um, it felt real and it felt important to them. And they weren't just like telling a story; they were telling kind of their story on the backdrop of this crazy like killing robot spree, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Kyle was awesome, and so was his writing partner Evan. They were a great unit, and and just led with like love and, like you said, a kindness and tenderness that made us um, understand the characters more too. That was kind of our duty, was to like translate their love
Mhm.
on screen. So it was real. It was a real honor.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. It's a lot of fun. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah,
Thank
nice
you
to
so
talk
much.
to
Have a
you,
lovely
man.
day.